Marrying Dave Wilson was the most exciting thing I could even imagine. I just had these pictures in my head of what Dave was gonna be like. He's the hottest, most godly, he's gonna lead me spiritually. It was the most anticipated thing of my life to marry him.
I was married 10 years, and then we started embarking on the dream of our life, which was starting this church.
We just had this vision of wanting God to do something great in terms of reaching people.
Couldn't believe that God would use us to reach thousands for Christ, and it was an absolute dream come true.
The dream started to become a reality, but it was becoming a very difficult reality.
I basically got 2 or 3 jobs going all at the same time, trying to be a dad, trying to be a husband, trying to live my dream of starting this church.
He was gone more and more and more.
I'm at the same time the Detroit Lions chaplain, so I'm leading Bible studies, I'm on the road with the team.
And I would say things like, honey, you've got to be here. Like, the boys are growing up, I need you. The boys need you. I'm longing to spend time with you. And he's like, oh, I know.
I thought I was doing great as a husband, as a dad. I preach this stuff. I know, what the Bible says about marriage, and I'm not perfect, but I'm living it pretty good, and we've got a pretty good marriage. I would put my marriage up against anybody's.
He would walk out the door, and I'd be like, wait, you're leaving again tonight? And he'd be like, yeah, don't you remember I had this meeting, and then I have to go here, and I have to speak to these people? And I'd be like, whatever. Great, you know what? I'll put the boys to bed by myself again. That's great, honey. See ya.
I would have said to you, on a scale of 1 to 10, my marriage is probably a 10. If not a 10, it's a 9.8. And I guarantee you my wife would agree.
And I would have probably said, we're a 1, maybe like a 0.5. And I think he was totally clueless to that, which then, that made me even more angry because I'm thinking, how do you not know how bad we're doing?
On May 24th, 1990, it was our 10-year anniversary, and I sort of surprised Ann with a 10-year anniversary date. We dressed up, went to a really nice restaurant, and I sort of set it up with the waiter while we were having dinner. When I would cue him, just sort of give him a look, he was supposed to bring a rose over. And so I cued him early in the dinner, and he brought over a rose and laid it on the table, and we talked about year 1.
He was like a little boy that night, like waiting for the next thing to happen.
And I looked over later and he brought another rose. So anyway, every rose was a year, and we would talk about that year.
He was so sweet. He even planned what he was going to say when each rose arrived.
On the way home, I thought it'd be pretty cool to park in the parking lot where we were about to start our church. And Ann hadn't even seen this, so I thought it'd be pretty cool to park there, maybe pray about what God could possibly do. And to be totally honest with you, I thought we should just park.
I know Dave Wilson. I knew that there was like this ulterior motive where it was like, yeah, we're gonna park here, and he's all about the parking part. And so I kind of knew that was coming. So
I leaned over to kiss Ann, and as I, lean over to kiss her in the passenger seat, she sort of pulls away.
I just was like, I can't even, honey, I in my head, I was thinking, I cannot even go there. So
I pull back and I look at her and I say, is something wrong? She looks at me, I'll never forget this, and she goes, well, yeah, there is something wrong. And I'm like, what's wrong? And she says, well, to be honest with you, I've lost my feelings for you.